So, what's up? What's up? Let's pull up Tim Norman, okay? Sweetie Pies, Jennifer Williams, CJ, Christian Gold, Miss Robbie, who recently released, because she's the boss lady, song. How does this all tie in? Well, the latest is Tim Norman has filed an appeal. He feels like the situation was basically just messy on what was presented concerning his trial. Y'all, Tim is trying to get out, have his sentence reduced. He's trying to seek some form of, however he was charged, or his sentencing. He's trying to make a change to that, because last time that I checked, or when the sentence was made known, or we was aware, he was sentenced to life, March 2023. Miss Robbie, I don't know who done hired this big time attorney, the same attorney, Jennifer Bajin, who was involved in the Bill Cosby case. Okay, I think she has had something to do in working on the R. Kelly case as well. So somebody got some money somewhere. But Andrea Montgomery, the nephew, who was the N word, as far as Tim, he was charged with having some form of involvement with his nephew's demise along with others. And what stuck out to me concerning all of this and what is being brought up for this trial is that there was a text message that was between Miss Robbie. Jennifer been speaking out though, y'all. Because it's like Jennifer, she busy trying to plan her wedding. Y'all know Jennifer is engaged to this he's some type of investor. I've covered him already, and he recently had to speak out saying that he is on the up and up, and somebody is trying to say opposes him. So he was trying to say that's not true. I am the real CG, Christian Gold, who is doing the right thing. I am on the up and up when it comes to my business. But something about him, Jennifer, you done went through it with Tim. You done spoke out to say he had this aggressive, questionable side. They said they was at a spot, and she said they was at a spot in California called Pink Tacos. And he just became this person who was jealous and said that Jennifer was trying to get the male customers to look at her with the way she was sitting, the way she was posed. Then he, I guess, went for some workout the next day because he had stayed at her house. So he went for his workout, text her this information, basically hand out pamphlet, of information on something about trying to attract men, and was very upset. Jennifer has spoken out on this man's character. Jennifer has also spoken out that she has had to get in touch with the police concerning some things that has gone on within their relationship. This stuff is serious. So if Tim, he has been convicted by the law, but he's feeling like he just did not get a fair trial, and he's trying to revisit some things. That's his business at the same time, but the nephew is gone. But check out this text message between Andrea Montgomery, the nephew, which is Miss Robbie's grandson, Miss Robbie, who recently put out a new LP. So again, somebody got to pay for this, because y'all know Welcome to Sweeties just ain't what it used to be, meaning it doesn't even exist anymore. The Oprah Winfrey Show, that show, Welcome to Sweeties, that was on the network, it doesn't exist anymore. But I did report that she is trying to make a comeback. But there was a robbery at the time that had taken place at her home, and some things had came up missing, and Miss Robbie was saying that the police wanted to interview the grandson, Andre, to see, basically give him a poly detector test to see if he had any involvement. Now remember, Andre was sent there to St. Louis to better his life, and all this done popped up. Sometimes it makes me wonder, women, do we know our kids? Fathers, do we know our kids? Uncles, do we know our nephews? Aunties, do we know our nieces? Grandparents, do we know our grandkids? Family, do we know each other? Friends, do we really know each other? Or do we suppress things on who people really are? Do we, like, who's the real who? Who's the real who? Is it ever a time where it is okay to believe a grandson, niece, nephew? And I'm just talking in general, all things alleged, over a son or daughter, even though that's like next in line to be really like close in a relationship to you. Is it possible to even have a bad seed? Is it possible to be in denial about a child that you did bear, or a niece or nephew that you did raise? Is it possible to be in denial? Like, who's who nowadays? But let me just read this exchange between Miss Robbie and her grandson Andre. Call me Robbie so you can take the test. Now the police want to talk to you. They are waiting. I think you're playing games, but I hope you never need me again. What wasn't in there? Let me just stick to the script of what the text message reads. But wow, I hope you never need me again. I called you right back and you didn't answer. If you're not guilty, why are you running? Okay, sounds like somebody's being put against the wall on that one, but let's just keep it moving. Andre responded, what are you talking about? Ain't nobody running for nothing. I haven't even been in y'all way. That's why I've been out of town, because you don't believe me. And I'm not about to get hurt from nobody for some beat I didn't do. But nah, I'm not in town. I said that because I don't know who all around you. And I'm telling you, no, Tim. And I'm telling you, no, Tim is after me or something. I didn't do nothing. Like, capital letters, okay? I found having nothing to do with any of this. I haven't even been on that side of town, but I see you not doing nothing unless they question me first. Like I said, Grandma, I'm not running. I just don't want to hurt, and I know what Tim is capable of doing, and I don't want nothing to do with whatever he got going on. And my phone was beep. I'm just now cutting it on. Robbie Montgomery responded, I called you right back. You say you gonna take the test and you disappear. She sure worried about this test and who done took what. But anyhow, disappear. What would you think? You say you're in STL. Now you say you ain't. Andre responded. Y'all say my phone tapped. I don't want people coming looking for me. I'm telling you, Grandma, I didn't do none. Things. I'm protecting myself. But if you need me to come in town, I can. But when I do, I'm coming in town for one day and I'm leaving back out. Just taking the test, and that's all. Like I said, I'll take the test. I'm not just about to be sitting in STL St. Louis when I know Tim got people looking for me. That's really deep, y'all. Because sometimes people can feel things. Sometimes the streets do talk. Sometimes you can be visited in different forms and things can be communicated to you. And then sometimes things just can't be avoided. So if Tim is, which he is now currently sitting in the penitentiary, but he is appealing, saying that he feels that the trial, however it went, in his eyes and his thoughts, or whatever he is perceiving, that's his business. As far as his mother, standing by him, that's her business as well. But, it was mentioned that he was convicted for conspiracy to commit INF for hire, and conspiracy to commit mail fraud and fatal unaliving of his nephew. He was a personality on the hit show Welcome to Sweetie Pies, which Oprah show at the time, it was on his last. It was on his last when she came, and when she thought, hey, I'm gonna buy this network, it's gonna be really positive, the OWN network, which she did sell a hefty percentage to Discovery. But at the same time, that show, Welcome to Sweetie Pies, was the show that it put it on the map. Next thing you know, I'm here. I'm not trying to tie Jennifer up in this, but when I do think about Tim Norman, I do tend to think about Jennifer Williams and all that she's been through. And actually, I hope Jennifer is thinking straight and her mind is on the up and up, because it's like, why is she playing? Was she playing? Yeah, Tim's up here planning, trying to worm his way on up out of there, because he feels like the trial violated some of the amendments that just did not go accordingly. But see, Tim, he got a lot of time on his hands to use that time effectively and to learn things, to educate himself about the system. And Tim has done time before, and maybe he did think out in advance, okay, if it goes like this, if it goes like that, then within this time frame, then I can do this. Within this time frame, then I can pursue this. Ain't no telling. And who's been hired, hey, she probably is the top. If she had a chance to work with Bill Cosby, took Bill Cosby's case and helped that case to be overturned. So who knows how any of this is going to turn out, especially when you're dealing with top dollar. But condolences to the family, because either way, it's like Andre, he's the one that's not here. So condolences to his family, his mother, and for what had happened to him. It's just really, really unfortunate. So this lady Jennifer, ain't that something? Her name is Jennifer too. I wonder if Tim thought about Jennifer Williams. Maybe not. But yeah, so this Jennifer Bajin, who has been hired by Tim Norman to possibly, she done already been in court. And honestly, she didn't sound all that, in my opinion, sure of herself dealing with this oral argument to go back and forth. But I'll play a little bit of that and you can draw your own opinion from it. But at the same time, it's just terrible, terrible, terrible all the way around on what did happen. What did happen. Money is very powerful. And, it's just too bad that Miss Robbie is even going through this. So much respect to her as well, though, because it's just terrible from all directions for the family. So I'm going to play a little bit of this argument. And like I said, I look forward to hearing from you all and hearing what you got to say. And we'll just go from there until next time. Wow.
Please the court. My name is Jennifer Bonjean, and I represent Mr. Norman, the defendant appellant in this matter. As this court is certainly aware, Mr. Norman raises 7 issues in his brief, some of them with overlapping legal principles. This morning, I'd like to start by addressing the hearsay problems that occurred at Mr. Norman's trial and the related Sixth Amendment issues. And I will then turn to the question of the court's jury instruction governing the testimony of cooperating co-defendants or accomplices. Unless this court would like me to go anywhere else, I'd be happy to oblige. Over objection, the district court admitted damning hearsay evidence that denied Mr. Norman a fair trial. The first bucket of hearsay was essentially these text messages that were sent from the deceased to his grandmother. I call them the Tim is after me texts, or I know Tim's got people looking for me texts. That's one bit of hearsay. The second damning hearsay evidence was the testimony of Mr. Hill that relates to Chris Carroll's statements that were admitted as co-conspirator statements. And both of these categories of hearsay evidence were so highly prejudicial in the context of this case because they were the most compelling, if not the only, evidence that went directly to the intent of Mr. Norman. So in the context of the case, you may say, okay, but these don't seem like, very important things in the context of all the evidence. But they truly were, because they were the direct evidence of intent, and they were unreliable, they were untrustworthy, and they were hearsay. So starting with the text, Tim is after me texts. There is no question that the deceased statements to his grandmother constituted hearsay. They were essentially statements from the grave, highly prejudicial. And the government contends that they should have been admitted. They were properly